What the fuck is
And
this?
then the house in what? What is this one?
What? Wait. I see anime. Hold up.
Oh, is this like this Castlevania spiritual successor game? Or something like that, right? I
This
think
is
pretty recent.
I think
I've never heard of this.
This is last year.
We go to videos.
Oh, is it a visual novel?
I don't think so. Oh, it might be.
Is it a visual novel?
You just skip through it.
Yeah, skip
skip
through
through
to let me see some gameplay.
skip gameplay.
Unless this is the gameplay.
Oh my god, it's a visual novel.
It's a visual novel!
Let's go.
W for the visual
High
novels.
intensity gameplay. Let's go.
Let's fucking
I will admit I am shocked the visual novel game is that high.
Wait, hold on. Go back to the Metacritic game thing. Yeah, wow, even the user scores are high.
Okay.
Jesus. The House of Fata Morgana is over 40 hours long. And in those 40 hours, you'll maybe get to make about 3 decisions.
We did it, gamers. A book has made it on the
It
list.
is a visual novel in the strictest sense of the word, and you must be prepared for that going in. Ain't no way! How did this happen?
I love how he says that you make no decisions and he gave it a 90.
Yeah. I think he
my
was
God,
just
that's
setting
insane.
the
It's
expectations.
just a book. They've just put a book in a video game.
That's
Yeah.
wild.
Which is fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, if it's the Russians don't like it though, apparently.
There's one
Yeah, the Russians are not into it.
Yeah. But hey, there you go.
Okay,
Wow,
I gotta check this
everyone-
out.
What
everyone-
the hell?
All right, I
Peak
need to,
fiction, somebody said in their review.
All right.
Jesus, I need to
Christ.
check
Sam,
that out.
I better be reading.
All right,
Oh,
then
here
number
we go.
25 is Elden Ring. I mean, is anyone really surprised about that, to be
Yeah.
honest?
Yeah. I'm not.
This one is another one I'm saving for
Price is not
retirement.
higher, honestly.
Yeah, that is true.
I really thought that would be higher. Wow, the user scores is 8.
I thought the user scores would have been way higher.
Why are they so?
There's
why
so
is-
many haters. You know what that is?
Game of the
Like,
year.
No. They're just bad gamers. They couldn't get past the tutorial.
That's a skill diff right there.
That's genuinely a skill diff. You have to be like, you have to have been dropped as a child to think this is a bad game.
I think that this must be the salt from like.
It must be. It must be salt. There's no shot.
This is users being like, this one game of the year. Fuck off. My favorite game, God of War, should have won game of
What's
the year.
that say? What does this
actually.
review say? Some user said, "Yeah, click that one now." But you no, you were just on it. No, the other
The one next to that
Yeah.
one.
If there's someone who rates this game low on 7, it's because they don't have enough gamer sense. I do think if you walk away from this game giving it less than like a 5, there has to be something wrong with you.
You
Yeah.
just don't like games at that point.
You just don't
Yeah.
like games.
Yeah.
You go and play visual novels. I'm kidding. There's literally no way you could give this a negative score. I genuinely believe that. Like
Can we
there's no
scroll
way.
down to a negative score?
Yeah.
Okay,
There's one
okay,
right
let me
there.
see. Let me
oh,
see.
no, it's in German. Okay, game world is bland. Story and cinematics is almost non-existent. NPCs are boring and only give riddles. Gameplay is also boring and made for MMO kiddies that like to grind and grind and grind.
Wow. That's a really like dumb way of saying you can't read, you need flashing lights, and that you don't like games that take skill.
I mean, his username just explains it.
They speak in riddles.
16% negative.
I am all
Yeah.
for like people liking what they like, and I can also admit that like if it's not for you, it's not for you.
Yeah.
But saying that it's a absolute garbage game is
Hold on.
insane.
Absolute garbage. I don't know how FromSoft can release such a garbage after the godlike Sekiro and Bloodborne.
How can you like Sekiro and Bloodborne and turn around and say Elden Ring is garbage?
Yeah, technically it's better than DS3, but who cares if the world building is trash?
What? It's like arguably the best world building. They got fucking George R.R. Martin to help fucking flesh out the world.
I mean, is he just rage baiting at this point? I don't know.
Yeah, it has to be.
It has to
Well,
be,
it's
man.
worked. I'm angry.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yes.
But it's not on Twitter, so
All right,
I don't
well,
know.
let's move on.
All right, whatever.
I mean, it's clearly a goated game. And it
Yeah.
deserves its spot.
I mean, I haven't even played the game and I know it's good.
Like this in Baldur's Gate 3, I'm like, yeah, it's
Yeah.
goated. Yeah.
Same with Elder Scrolls too. Never played Skyrim.
I've never played Skyrim either.
I've heard it's amazing though.
Is it?
No,
Is it
but
still?
It's impressive how fondly it's remembered for how buggy it is.
Isn't it
Yeah.
still the most? It's like the most modded game of all time. Right?
Yeah, I'm just like,
Or so as the most
for,
mods
for
or
how
something?
much has been modded, I'm like, was the game good and workable, or are people liking this game because of
Yeah,
the
I've
fucking
never
mods?
heard of anyone talking about the vanilla version.
I have never heard anyone talk about vanilla version either. So I don't actually know if it's good or if it's aged well or if it's like the mods that have like solo carried this, man.
Yeah.
I never played Bethesda games growing up. I really wish I did, but I just never. I was too deep in the COD hole.
Yeah.
Right.
I was too deep. I was huffing that COD copium.
All right, next one. Let's go back.
Yeah, that's what's next? Half-Life is next.
Half-Life 1, and
All
then
right.
there's Tears of the Kingdom.
All right.
There we go.
Tears of the
Tears
Kingdom.
the boring.
All right.
And then there's
All right.
Majora's Mask.
No,
No,
that's
Wind
Oh, no,
Waker.
Wind Waker, sorry. Excuse
yeah,
me.
yeah. Majora's Mask isn't anywhere near this, Joey.
Time has been very
No,
generous
I'm
to
fine.
the Wind Waker.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm fine. Wind Waker, I fucking love Wind Waker.
The longer this time passes, the more I think
Yeah.
it ages well and is remembered fondly.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
when it first came out, people hated this game. Like people or hated the visual
That
changes,
was
rather.
Nintendo's fault. They had teased a like insanely gritty and dark Zelda game, and then they released a cartoon ass looking game.
Yeah.
You know, so it was their own fault for marketing it completely incorrectly. So when they say everyone hated it, I was like,
Yeah.
You're talking about Breath of the Wild or Wind Waker? Sorry,
Wind Waker.
Sorry, I was seeing.
Like
Okay.
when they initially like marketed the GameCube, they were like, the next Zelda's going to be like Chad, balls to the wall, Dark Souls.
yeah.
And then they released Wind Waker. People were like, what the fuck is this? Which I think would be fair. Like, imagine if you
I
got
get
cock teased by Nintendo, then you getting Dark Souls, Legend of Zelda.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
you get hee hoo hoo Saturday morning cartoon ass.
Yeah.
But it's like, and then you're like, wait, but this is actually goated.
It's actually goated.
This is fucking goated.
Yeah.
And you know, were you? Yeah, you were alive. Were you?
I'd never beaten all of this in one go. I used to go to my friend's house and he would replay it all the time.
Right.
So I would constantly replay just random sections out of order.
But do you remember? Were you like a gamer when the first new gen Zelda trailer?
He was born a
dropped?
gamer. Come on.
I literally came out the womb. Yeah.
Well, I came out
I
the
came
womb
out the womb with the controller.
Bro, they handed me an Atari joystick when I came out. They said, hold on to this. I was like, say no more.
Yeah. When was the first time you guys really heard about E3, or really started to care about E3?
Oh, not until I was like deep in YouTube.
Yeah,
'Cause
yeah.
we're in the UK. We don't have fucking.
Yeah, I was an adult when I heard
Bro,
about
I
it.
So when I first really started to care about E3 was that time when the new Zelda got announced and it got released with a trailer.
Yeah, oh yeah. Of a
and
game that never came out.
The game,
right?
the
Yeah, that's
Zelda
what I'm
game that
talking
never
about.
came
They
out.
released
Yeah,
it,
yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah. And that was the first time you like hype marketing in terms of like the E3 announcement and trailer announcements. That was the first time you felt that hype because you saw, this was predating YouTube. You saw clips online, which you had to download on the internet, of just people losing their fucking shit.
Oh, yeah.
At the trailer. And then Shigeru Miyamoto comes out with the fucking Zelda
Yeah.
Sword and Shield, and everyone's like, yo, fuck yes.
Like, that's why he's the GOAT!
Next up, we have Gran Turismo.
Gran Turismo.
Gran Turismo.
I don't know if I'm being like. I feel like it was an inevitability that we would get a good racing game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It would have happened, and
What do
Gran
you mean?
Turismo was the one that did it. Well, if you make a video game console, someone sooner or later was gonna make a Gran Turismo.
Yeah.
Is it better than Mario Kart though?
No. That's because we're casual. Gran Turismo laid the groundwork for like serious racing sims, and then like, which I think was going to happen with the like with
Yeah.
technology. Like there was going to be better quality racing sims. I mean, Gran Turismo is like nowadays is. I mean, it's a different beast. Like they pretty much have the cars in one for one,
Yeah,
as
yeah.
realistic as possible.
Yeah.
But I think it's just because it's the first one, it's the Genesis, and it was also actually a great game. I played a lot of Gran Turismo 3, I think, on PS2.
I was never really a Gran Turismo.
Yeah,
I
I've never played a Gran Turismo.
Maybe
It's hard to show Gran Turismo to a kid and then show him Mario Kart and have him pick Gran Turismo.
to me, Gran Turismo just always felt like less of less of a game and more of like a simulator.
yeah, well, it is.
I mean,
it
that's
is.
essentially what it
Yeah,
is.
yeah.
It's
Like-
always tried to be
Yeah.
the driving sim.
The driving sim, because when I think racing games that I really enjoyed, obviously Mario Kart, F-Zero, the Burnout games as well, which I don't know if that's,
you don't think like sim.
yeah.
racing,
This I look at this and I'm like, oh, this is a flight simulator, but with,
I mean,
with cars.
basically, but like the community around this is like very, very intense. Like people who like racing sims love racing sims. I've been to a few places in Japan where you can like go on a racing sim. Like you can just like drive.
Oh, yeah.
There's so many. People in Japan love them. They're very, very popular, and I wish I was into them. I even
Yeah.
as a kid, I Like I had Forza, never played it. I played a lot of Gran Turismo, but never really wanted to play it after I played it.
No.
I was always like, when can I play Crash Bandicoot? When can I play Mario Kart? When can I play like literally any other game?
Yeah.
Google Gecko
Okay.
Brain. But I understand why it's on the list.
Yeah.
It's the goat.
Moving on. That's the highest Metal Gear, not Metal Gear 3. Come on, gamers.
Metal
Come
Gear
on.
2.
But Metal Gear 2 was this is also fucking
I don't think I
Metal
played Metal
Gear
Gear
Solid
2.
2 suffers in its story. It's one of the first
it's
lines.
okay. Joey, you haven't played Metal Gear 2?
I haven't played 2.
How can I put this?
Was it on the Psycho Mantis?
No, Psycho Mantis was the original Metal Gear.
Oh, that was high.
Metal Gear 2 is the end of Ava of the Metal Gear series. This
Okay.
this go like
Say less.
this goes some weirdo shit. This does some weirdo shit. And like to me, Metal Gear 3 is my favorite Metal Gear game, but the more that I've grown up, the more I've come to appreciate the absolute fucking balls of what Kojima did with Metal Gear Solid 2.
Right.
Because this was Kojima being like, I'm gonna do my own thing. It's gonna be some weird things. I don't really care if you like it. I'm gonna make it anyway.
Right.
Because what happened? Like how much you guys know about the release of like Metal Gear 2?
Nothing. I know nothing about Metal Gear.
Yeah.
Okay, so when this got released, a lot of people fucking hated this. A lot of people like the diehard Metal Gear fans fucking hated this. So obviously, okay, you have the release of Metal Gear Solid 1, right? And that was fucking insane for the PlayStation. It was kind of like a tactical stealth game, had Solid Snake in it. Everyone loved the storyline, kind of was very reminiscent of some kind of like OG spy movies, you know. That was kind of like the vibe, and it still is to this day. That's the vibe of Metal Gear. Even with some batshit crazy stuff going on with whatever Kojima's cooking up. Metal Gear Solid 2 gets announced, and it's similar to Halo 2, right? This was Metal Gear Solid 2 at the time was, I think, it felt like PlayStation's answer to whatever Microsoft was doing with Halo 2, with that hype. You know, this got so many trailers. This was the killer app to buy PlayStation 2 for. Got so many trailers, and then here's the killer. They released the demo, and it's like, holy shit, you get to play as Solid Snake again. The fan base is going crazy. They give you an entire stage, you play like this tanker, and the demo ends at the end of that tanker stage, and people were like, holy shit, the GOAT is back, I am ready. Fast forward to the release dates. All right. You start off with the tanker stage again. You play a Solid Snake. All right. People have played that before. You play through that. You're like, all right, what's been cooking next? Completely switches to an entirely new character. It ain't a big fucking tough, rough Solid Snake. It's Raiden, a little femboy who's a little blonde boy, and he has problems with his girlfriend and stuff.
Yeah.
And people are like fucking pissed off because they're like, where the fuck is the Solid Snake that I was promised? And the thing is, when you play through this, you're like, okay, this is just a thing, right? This is just a level. You're gonna play a snake eventually. You never get to play a snake again.
Oh wow, that's bold. That's bold.
And there is, as you play the game, you get you start to get the sinking realization, oh, he is the main character of this story.
Wait, is this the game that has that like absolutely ass like underwater escort mission? Is this one, or is that 3? I remember
underwater escort mission. I feel like that was the first one.
Was that the first one?
I think that might have been the first one. But honestly, it was funny to see how angry people were back in the day versus just now that you come in with like no expectations of like, okay, I get to play as Snake versus I get to play as Raiden. The storyline is weird as fuck, especially towards the end. But to me, I think the ideas and some of the scenes presented in this, like they still like live to me to this day. Especially some of the final scenes where this predates a lot of like this has a lot surprisingly, even about like internet culture. Yeah, this has a whole fucking monologue about
the
memes. Decades before meme culture even became a thing, man.
Damn.
Yeah, this like Kojima was cooking some weird shit, but some of this shit hit fucking deep, man.
Would you recommend then that people play this today?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah?
Hell yeah.
Oh, wow, okay.
I think Metal Gear Solid has, because Kojima, he's just an artist, man.
Yeah, he is.
He does what he wants, and every Metal Gear is just so insanely different from each other because I think he just wanted to do new things with every different game. 3, I think, is the most standard, well written in a conventional sense, spy thriller storyline. This has some fucking wild ideas and wild moments that I still remember to this day, and I still think it's worth playing.
Okay.
All right, damn.
Yeah.
Well, you made a very compelling case.
I fucking love Metal
That was
Gear.
a monologue, bro.
I fucking
did
love,
monologue.
I yapped a lot, but if there's 2 game series I will yap about, it's Mass Effect, which I've already done, and Metal Gear. I fucking love Metal Gear.
All right, we'll have to play it. I mean, I've always wanted to, so I will eventually.